Our top story today, according to media reports, the Resistance Front, or TRF, a proxy outfit, the Lashkar-e-Taiba, has claimed responsibility for the deadly attack on tourists in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, which led 26 people dead. Sheikh Shajud Gul is reported to be the supreme commander of the TRF. Basit Ahmed Dar is identified as the chief operational commander. The outfit was formed in October of 2019 when it emerged following the abrogation of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. TRF compromises cadres from both Hizbul Mujahideen and Lashkar-e-Taiba. In 2023, the Ministry of Home Affairs banned the TRF under Unlawful Activities Prevention Act of 1967. Now let's take a look at some of the deadly attacks carried out by the TRF. On April the 1st of 2020, a 4-day gun battle took place at the line of control in the Keran sector of Kupwara. 5 Indian para-commandos were killed along with the terrorists. On October the 20th of 2024, TRF targeted a construction site in Gandarbal district. A doctor and 6 migrant workers were killed in the attack. On April the 22nd of 2025, TRF opened fire on tourists in Pahalgam, killing 26 in a brutal act of terror. Now, a quick look at major terrorist attacks in Jammu and Kashmir since 2005. Let's go back to June 2005, where 13 were killed, including school children and CRPF officers, in a car bomb attack in Pulwama. Now we move to June 2006, where 9 migrant labourers from Bihar and Nepal were killed in Kulgam. Then we move to 2016 in the month of September, where 19 soldiers were killed in a Jaish-e-Mohammed attack on the Uri army base. We then fast forward to 2019, where 40 CRPF personnel were killed in a suicide bombing in Pulwama. Then we move to yesterday's attacks of April 2025, where 26 tourists were killed in the Pahalgam attack. This is not just about Kashmir. It raises urgent questions about terrorism as one of the most brutal threats facing humanity. How will the international community and world powers respond? Is a permanent solution even possible? The question remains. We are joined by Brian Thomas, correspondent for NewsX World, joining us. Brian, what updates can you give us?
Definitely a major incident that had happened, that had wrecked not just Kashmir but the entire nation, and not just the entire nation but the entire world itself, where world leaders also came out on support and on solidarity of the people who unfortunately lost their lives in the brutality in the attack that happened. 26 innocent tourists who were just there to celebrate the honeymoon, to celebrate a good time, unfortunately lost their lives. 17 people were injured itself, and now all the world leaders condemn this very attack. You talk about Donald Trump, you talk about Anthony Albanese, you talk about Australian Prime Minister, you talk about China, you talk about Giorgia Meloni. Every other world leaders were condemning this this very attack that has happened. Just a while back, even G.D. Vance also had a telephonic conversation with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he also, put out his message on the fact that how dreadful the entire incident was. Just a while back, even Prime Minister, Home Minister, and the Defence Minister, they chaired a high-level meeting to analyze the situation. From yesterday itself till now, Amit Shah, the Home Minister, was on ground, was on Srinagar. He held many high-level meetings. He visited the PCR where the deceased, the mortal remains were there. Then he went to the hospital to meet the injured itself. Post that, he came to Delhi. He chaired a high-level meeting with Defence Minister and The Prime Minister himself, the Defense Minister itself also condemned this attack. He even cancelled his Ladakh visit that was scheduled for 25th and 26th. And this is the first time a Prime Minister had to cut short a trip also in 11 years, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi had to cut short his Saudi trip, and he flew down to India, to Delhi, to take a stock of the situation. Now, situation have been becoming very intense here in this situation. Pahalgam, at Pahalgam, the entire area has been barricaded, has been blocked, so there is no entry, and that entire block, or that entire entrance, is sealed 20 kilometers away. So you can actually understand the securities have been utterly beefed up. The securities have heightened here also. The tourists also are on fear. The tourists who were coming, they were also trying to go back to their different places, and this is a very unfortunate and unforeseen situation and circumstances that had happened, that had jolted not just Kashmir but entire nation. And all the world leaders came in support, came in solidarity to the people who lost their lives. The locals also, when we spoke to the locals also, they were also condemning this attack that happened. The entire people of Kashmir came together to also to take this day today as Black Day. They were wearing black shirts, they were hovering black flags, they were wearing black saffrons, they were also having placards and slogans. They were protesting against the brutality that has happened against the innocent civilians, against the innocent tourists who came for a vacation or just to have a good time here. Yes.
And they're joining us from Srinagar. We are now joined by Major General JKS Parahar, defence expert. Thank you very much for joining us. Obviously, Major General, this is a tragic day, a tragic attack. In response to this, what immediate strategic and operational steps should India undertake to prevent similar attacks happening in the future?
First of all, I condemn this tragic attack and pay homage to those who have lost their life, a huge number of civilians innocent. Now, terrorism has no boundaries today. It has from the Central Asia, Afghanistan, Gulf countries and Pakistan, these are the hubs. From there, it has been exported to the entire world, including Europe and America. India is one of the biggest victim of terror attacks for last more than a half century. And we have been putting all evidences across the board to the United Nations, US and European countries. They condemn it, but the definitive action is yet to be seen.
Yes,
So
Major General Parihar. Obviously, Pakistan has said that they have got nothing to do with this attack. They have claimed this, but this hasn't stopped certain individuals, some within the Indian government, at least with political influence. Sharma Mohammed, for example, she says that the headquarters of Pakistan's military should be flattened. No more trade, no cultural activities, no more cricket. Is there danger in this kind of narrative that certain people are pushing? Possible danger and speculation?
Definitely not. We need more stringent action. So far, do you expect that any country will accept that they are harboring and this is the factory of terrorists are produced by them and they are sending? Nobody will accept it. But we have evidence. Those dossiers has been submitted to the different international forum, right up to the United Nations, America, everywhere. It is well documented. And the way Osama bin Laden was found in Pakistan and killed by US, do you think that there is a need of any more proof that Pakistan is not engaged with this? Why the Pakistan was kept in a grey list of these FAT? All are there, but unfortunately the actions from the other Western world needs to be more stringent and attacked. So far the India is concerned, what all actions we should take it. First of all, the immediate measure is that This is, we should see that the terrorists, they have chosen a timeline where the vice president of US is visiting India, the Indian Prime Minister is visiting Saudi Arabia, the country which was very close to Pakistan
Yes.
a decade ago. So these are very important points which you should understand and highlight. The same way the previous attacks, if you say when the President Clinton was visiting India, there was an attack. So they want to have international attention and to pose that Kashmir is not settled down, there is no peace, there is a dispute, violation of the various rights and the internal turmoil
Yes.
is going on. They want to paint this story, which is absolutely fabricated and false. You see the way the things have improved since August 2019. If you go and see the Pak-occupied, illegally occupied Kashmir and compare with the real Kashmir, which is with us, see the difference, how much the progress has taken place, how much liberty is there for freedom to the local people. The elections are fair and free and transparent. Lot of this road constructions, infrastructure, medical colleges, so many things
Yes.
have been brought by this. This is easily, it is evident, it is rightly visible. So
Major-
far, the
Yes.
concerned about the terrorism, what the India should do it. Immediately, they want to polarize the Indian society into the two religions, and we have to curb that. The terrorism has no religion. They are the terrorists. They are the terrorists supported by the state, sponsored from the Pakistan. I have no hesitation to say, and there are the evidences that this time they have a link with the Hamas also. How they are getting the deadly
Yes.
weapons?
Major General
those have been
JKS Parahar, thank you very much for joining us. We will continue to bring you all updates after the attack on Kashmir. We now move over to Europe, where Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called for